on the global African stage.
Yes, it's an honor to be here.
It's an honor to have you in our chair. So it really is.
I like that.
It's an honor to have you in our chair. So I just saw you a week ago, actually, a week ago, on stage in the hit musical FELA.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
How did you get the role? Tell us about that.
My agent at the time gave me a call and said, Gelan, Bill T. Jones is looking for a contemporary African ballet conservatory trained dancer who can act, sing, and create rhythm tap with some tap shoes on.
Okay.
And she said, I think you fit the part. I said, okay, I'll go in. In my mindset in that particular moment in time, I've auditioned for years and got so many rejections that it was like, okay, it's another audition. I know what I need to do in terms of just being focused and attentive to whatever the auditor is asking of me, the auditioner. So I went in. It was all day, morning. I did the contemporary portion, pseudo-African of his gestural style. Maya Garcia, his assistant, was there as a demonstrator of the movements. He took his 10 at a time. We did the phrases, gave us directions, did it again, lined us up, and he was standing right in front of you. Thank you for coming. You can stand. Thank you for coming. So it's that moment where it's almost like you're going through the door or you're not going through the door. It's that cut and dry.
Wow.
That's a real audition. From there, I went through my paces. They had me sing groups and groups and groups. Same thing, line up. You can stay, oh, you can go. Thank you for coming, that sort of thing. By 1 o'clock, he had about 8 of us towards the end and said, thank you, gentlemen. You'll hear from me. You'll hear from our offices in about a week. I went to the holding room and I said, okay, let me stay for the tapping portion of the audition. I put on my shoes and there was about 12 of us in the room. What Bill T. Jones asked of us was to improvise 32 bars. First 16 bars you can command the space as you see fit. The next 4 bars you're going to go towards the auditor's table, then you're going to go back towards the musicians because we had live musicians playing with us, and then you're going to trade back and forth. And I was like the 6th or the 7th person. And I said to myself, Gelan, just let it rip, do your thing. Do not get absorbed with the other talents that are in the room, because the people in there, they were straight hoofers and they were incredible. I had a particular style, a particular understanding. However, in addition to that, that was not solely the only thing that I do. So I did my best, and the musicians acknowledged me, and I felt good. At the end, Bill told us, same thing, we'll let you guys know by Monday. Monday came, I didn't hear anything. Tuesday comes, the phone rings, and it's my agent saying, you got the job. I called my agent back 3 more times that same day. They said, Gelan, you're nuts, you got the job. And that's how I got the part.
Excellent.
Yep.
So when rehearsals started, did you, well, let me ask this question because everybody's wondering. This musical is produced by, of course, Jay-Z.
Right. And
the husband to the woman that I love, Beyonce. Yes, I understand.
Yes.
Did you ever get a chance to meet the producers?
Yes, I met Jay-Z, I met Will and Jada Smith. They came to Broadway, and they were very gracious. Jay-Z's really the essence of cool. His demeanor is very serene. It was remarkable. And I did not know the extent of the role, being a supporting lead actor in this production. I did not know. Furthermore, Bill began to trust my choices, so I recreated the role for Broadway. So if you or anybody else who's seen me, all of that is my stuff. The tapping is my own stuff in terms of improvisation, my style, and my interpretation of the music. That's all my stuff.
That's excellent.
And it's a dream. It's a dream. Who allows an artist to go out there and just do what they want to do? So it says a lot about the director's trust of my choices, and I felt honored and blessed to be chosen.
What was it like working with Bill T. Jones? He gave you the opportunity to put your own work out there, which is, I guess, almost unheard of, especially for just an actor coming in. I mean, for some of the larger names, they would kind of give that opening to, but I would assume that with you and maybe some of the other characters, he just allowed you guys to kind of go in and bring yourself to it.
He allowed me specifically.
Wow, that says a lot.
Because so there's the one moment where people can get to improvise is Yellow Fever, where you see the djembe drummer in the middle of the dance of the stage with one dancer at a time coming in.
Okay.
Those dancers are doing their own thing.
Okay.
But throughout the whole show, I'm doing my own thing. I've created a particular way of moving, especially when I put my tap shoes on. That's almost unheard of within the world of Bill T.
Wow. So, with that, has there been offers for you to do other pieces similar to what you've done with FELA? Because that was an incredible performance.
As far as opportunities, giving me opportunity to branch out.
Okay.
I'm writing. I've come up with different motifs and ideas that I'd like to present on the stage, and I am talking to somebody about a potential contract offer that's completely different than what I'm doing now, because I speak all languages of dance.
Yes.
And I enjoy doing that.
Feel free to let us know what that is.
Ballet,
Give us,
modern, contemporary dance, African dance.
Let us break that first, what he'll be doing next.
Yoga. I'm a certified yoga instructor.
Are you really?
Yes.
Wow. So you
practiced it for a very, very long time through a wonderful mentor of mine named Hillary Cartwright. Okay. She's created yoga for dancers, and also I went through training at home yoga with Cindy Lee.
Oh, great. Okay.
So I've done that.
To get to this point, we started from a particular place. So take us back to when you initially got into dance. How old were you?
I was always dancing from birth. My mom said I was always moving around. And back in the day, we were talking about the early 80s, the craze was Michael Jackson. When Thriller, that album hit, it just revolutionized the sound that we got accustomed to as people, as human beings. And even Quincy Jones talked about how there was like this other being, there was another force in the studio as they continued to make one song after another. Everybody knew they were onto something really, really big.
Yes.
Because Michael Jackson was such an unusual talent to the point of beyond genius, so that he can bring a particular sound. It goes beyond aesthetic, it goes beyond the voice. You're hearing someone's soul, and furthermore, Michael Jackson can dance his behind off.
Yes.
And it seemed like he was a reincarnation of Fred Astaire, of Bilbo James Robinson, of just the black arts movement in terms of the club scene. It was all there, was within his body, and Michael Jackson had a very angular shape into his performance. When you look at how he got into it, and there was all that popping and locking where he starts staccato, smooth, and somehow that reflected in his voice. When I saw that Grammy performance, that was it for me. That moonwalk, the gloves, the socks, the shoes.
Yes.
There's, to this day, no one's topped that performance. No one.
You're right. No one.
So that man right there really made an impression on me as a person, especially the island of Haiti. People loved Michael Jackson, boy. So I was trying to imitate him. At the same time, I knew instinctively I needed to find somebody to give me structure. I had a teacher who saw my talent at the Gratney Elementary School.
Wow.
And said, you should audition for this performing arts school in the middle. You have the talent. I did. I walked in, and I thought I was going to be street dancing. Girl, that man had us at the bar, put on some classical music. and he demonstrated demi-plie.
Wow.
And I did it, and that's when I found my peace. And I said, this is what I need to be doing.
Yes.
And the rest is history.
So you started off at Gratney. You later auditioned for
Northern Middle. At Northern Middle, I asked the ballet teacher named Louis Wooten, where can I go to get more training? Because the other kids in the class, they understood all the ballet shapes, the positions. And I said, wow, I need to catch up. And he gave me the card to the studio called Dance Exchange. I called up and I walked in and I introduced myself and I said, is there a way I could learn dance in exchange for work study or scholarship? And I said, you know, I'd really would like to learn how to dance like Michael Jackson. And they said, well, we have to audition and see if you have any teeth. That's real talent. And I remember that first class, I was almost screaming because I wasn't born naturally flexible. Okay. So from then on, they saw the talent, and Linda took me under her wing, her and her husband, who's a former fire chief and a decorated Army serviceman. It taught me what it means to be a citizen of America, what that entails in terms of responsibility, accountability, and work ethic, and furthermore, the value of the dollar. And they so happen to be white. And what was really life-changing to all of us that came through that studio, there was no issue with race. There was black folks, there were people from the Caribbean, there were Hispanics, there were Jews, all of us. I never had a problem there because of my color. The whole ism with my color, I felt downtown, certain pockets of Miami, and I felt it much more once I moved to New York.
Okay. So after Northern Middle, you were there for 2 years, and you later auditioned for New World School of the Arts.
Well, my track record with Northern was brief. I was there for half a semester. Okay. I went to Thomas Jefferson, and from Thomas Jefferson, I went to Nautilus, and from Nautilus Middle, I went to New World School of the Arts. Okay. I got accepted and went there.
So what was your time at New World like?
It was fascinating because New World wanted to be the Juilliard of the South. That's what I found out as I got older. Daniel Lewis at one point was running Juilliard. He was very close to Martha Hill, and he brought his own team. When I auditioned, the person that was instrumental in me even showing up was the dance critic of the Miami Herald, who's passed, Lori Horn. She was really a wonderful person. Her acumen of dance was expansive, and she saw in me, she really saw my talent, and wanted me to know that there was more than ballet and tap and jazz dancing out there. That there's a world of contemporary dance that gives you a lot more freedom as a dancer, where people will not be strict in viewing a body that's not classically aligned properly based on that aesthetic. That aesthetic is valid. It's like, this is one way I teach my students, is that when I go to, say, the Jackie Gleason Theater, I'm going to see Jackie Gleason performers. But when I go to the Ossie Davis Theater, I'm going to see Ossie Davis performers. They're both going to be extraordinary, but they're two different schools of thoughts, and they're both valid. That's what contemporary dancers are. There's so many different choreographers and different ways of moving. It's all about how you bring that movement to the onto the stage, and how it translates to the audience based on the direction of the choreographer and the director. So New World started to expose me to that world of concert dance. Before then, I didn't know too much about concert dance.
After you finished at New World, you had a chance to leave South Florida for good.
Yes.
You moved to New York. Tell us about that.
Well, the journey of that happened with my interactions with Dr. Reginald Yates. When I met him in high school, he knew about me when I started dancing, because the people at New Orleans said we have this very talented young man, we just don't know what to do with him. You know, that sort of language. And finally, when we met, things started to click even more, because now I'm talking to somebody that looks like me and understands what I'm going to face as a black man. You see, as a child, you don't take on the isms of this world. You don't know what they are. You can feel it, but you're not able to articulate it. I think the most important thing that a child can have is someone to guide them through this craziness of the world that we have, and so that all of the labels and categories don't fall on you. Then you understand what your power is, and that power is of choice. And it's you have the power to reflect what you really believe, not what somebody's imposing on you. And that's what he started to teach me. And he said to me that my talent is beyond Miami. My talent is meant for the whole world. And that stayed with me forever. Yes. I mean, imagine you telling that to a 14-year-old black child, that your talent is meant for the world. It stays with you, because your other teachers are not saying that. Because something happens subconsciously where we start to believe that this child is going to just end up flipping burgers or just doing something that's less than what their talent is capable of taking them. It's one thing to instill that kind of confidence and dream in a child, saying, go ahead and dream big, because it is possible. Yes. And that's what he provided to everybody in that classroom. And it was like he was throwing out pearls, and it was like, yeah, catch it, catch that word. You know, it's like a really good minister. The word of the day, you want your word to land.
Before we go, give us your philosophy on art.
For me, my philosophy on art is about making a difference. Each one teach one, each one reach one. And it just has to touch you in a very deep place. And speaking truth to power, that's my stance, that's what I believe in. I love God, I'm a Christian, and that's what I bring to the stage. Whatever I do it to the best of my ability. My brand is integrity and excellence.
Fantastic. How can we reach you? Are you on Twitter?
Yes, I'm on Twitter, and I'm also on Facebook, Gelan Lambert, which is spelled G-E-L-A-N-L-A-M-B-E-R-T.
We will look you up, sir.
Yes.
It was a pleasure. It was an honor. You've taught us so much.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome home.
Yes, thank you.
And much success on this tour.
Thank you. And one more thing for your listening audience. You have the power. We are out here. I know I'm out here. Let me know what you think. Find me on Facebook, support. It makes it that much easier for me to get up in the morning and to continue working on my craft when I know people out there really want to see me doing my thing and know I do bring it. Thank you.
And that's what we are. This is a proud member of the Global African Stage.
Yes.
Take care.
Thank you.
You foresee that you need to on the floor. You don't be joking. Girl, let's party right, just like it's our only night. Plus, you know your body type.
Edwidge, welcome to the Global African Stage. It's a pleasure to have you here.
Thank you for having me.
So tell us about your involvement with the project that we're going to see tonight, Photocombi.
Well, I'm a great supporter of Photocombi. It's an organization that, through photography, photography lessons, cameras given to young people, older people, allows us to see Haiti through the eyes of Haitians living in Haiti.
Fantastic. So you've been involved with this project for about how long?
Well, I was, contacted by the people who founded in the beginning, Maria Rago, Tatiana Lyoto, and Maggie Stieber, who's an award-winning photographer. And when they were putting this together, with Noel Thea, it just sounded like such a wonderful project, because often we see Haiti in crisis mode, sort of the disaster photography, which, sometimes even the best photographers don't have access to these intimate moments that you see in these photographs, that the people who participate in Photocombi, you see people's homes, and even right after the earthquake, when the project started a little bit closer to the time of the earthquake, you got to see inside people's tents and where they were living, their neighborhoods. So it was just another gaze on Haiti, another way to look at Haiti. So for me, as a person who loves Haiti, and this seemed like such a wonderful project, for someone who who is interested in seeing other narratives about Haiti, it was a no-brainer.
Fantastic. And speaking of Haiti, you are involved with so many projects that involve the beautiful island, and one of them is rebuilding of the cathedral there. Tell us about your involvement with that.
Well, I sort of witnessed the deliberations of the jury. I participated, and as I grew up in this neighborhood where the cathedral was, and it was such a presence in my life that when I was asked, to participate in this jury and to look at these sketches and just sit in on some of the discussions, it was a great honor. I wrote an essay about my participation and what that meant. This cathedral was a lighthouse. It was literally a lighthouse. It had a lighthouse in it. You could see it pretty much from everywhere in Port-au-Prince. And then a lot of people sort of pushed back and said, well, why should we care about, religion or these monuments when people are still living in tents, which is true and which is a painful reality 3 years post-earthquake. But why should we also be the only ones who cannot have beautiful things, And it's hard to deny. There's been so much harm done in the name of religion, but Haiti is also a very spiritual society, and people, the whole range of religion, from Catholicism to Vodou to all forms of Christianity to now Islam. So I think you also have to examine this part that faith plays in people's lives. So to me, it was an honor to participate in something, at least to have reflection about what that meant in the life of the neighborhood where I grew up, but also in the life of the city. Every city has its different beacons, and people are beacons themselves, but they're sort of these monuments sometimes that are powerful landmarks in people's lives.
So you're very involved with the building of the cathedral. You're a part of different organizations that help edify Haiti and also change the way we look at Haiti. So there are people out there who love to read, they love to collect things. Are there any authors, besides yourself, because you have a huge project coming out, that we should look at, any authors or any artists that we need to keep our finger on to say, hey, that's somebody that we need to see in the future who has a body of work that's going to make a huge impact, not just on the island and how the island is seen, but how they reflect themselves in the world?
Well, there's so many, that's what's so exciting about this period. I almost feel like slowly, I'm in my 40s. I started writing when I was, in my late teens and published when I was in my 20s. So I'm sort of drifting towards the elder stage of things. And there's so many wonderful young writers coming up. I'm editing right now an anthology called Haiti Noir 2. And we did one called Haiti Noir that had, many young writers from both in the diaspora and in Haiti. So we had Marvin Victor, who's a younger writer, you have Jessica Fievre, who's here. And Jessica edited an anthology called So Spoke the Earth, which is a post-earthquake anthology in 3 languages. So rather than say one writer, so many extraordinary writers inside Haiti, young writers outside Haiti, I would say to go to these, to anthologies, like if you go to So Spoke the Earth. But, there's now a bubbling, Haitian literature. And the diasporas, because there are several diasporas, and within Haiti. So we have our elder great writers like, Franck Etienne, Kate Limars, Evelyn Touillot, Yannick Lyons, and others. And then in the diaspora, you have these younger people who are coming up who are just amazing. So I'm just excited to see that emerge. So I would say get So Spoke the Earth, and also in these you'll see the bios of these writers and others to look at.
Your new project coming out in August. Tell us about it. What is it called?
It's called Claire of the Sea Light. It's fiction. It's sort of a hybrid between a novel and stories. It's about a little girl who goes missing the night that her father decides he's going to send her to live with another family. So it's an adoption story, but internal adoption within, and it's set in sort of this small town where my parents are from, and where I've just gone back and forth. So I haven't done fiction in a little while, so it was great to go back to writing fiction. You just kind of like with fiction, you just let yourself go crazy. So it comes out in August, and you know, I hope folks get it.
Yes, we're very excited. Is it ready for pre-order?
Yeah, it's ready for pre-order, but
Okay.
you know, it's sort of like a baby. You know, you just feel like, yeah, that's when that happens. But it's also great. I mean, which going back to Photocombi and all these things that we do collaboratively. You know, it's sort of, I think that's the beauty of art. Like that's the beauty of images, because of literature and music and all these things that transcend. And sometimes that's, you know, that's the gift that Haiti offers the world.
Yes.
You know, it's sort of, we're seen in these such negative ways, but there's so much beauty in our literature and in our pictures, and I think that's what Photocombi through this particular medium tries to show. So I'm very happy that you were able to come and make it here tonight.
Definitely. And we'll definitely follow. If you look in our information box at the bottom, you'll see a link to the website where you can follow this fantastic project. Edwidge, thank you so much.
Thank
you. It was
you.
a pleasure.
Thank you for
Enjoy your
having
time
me.
here.
Thank you.
You foresee that you need to on the floor.